divorces within America are constantly on the rise.
Okay. I'm not going to say I'm for divorce, but if you have not really done your homework on your mate, you have not evaluated him, that's where a young lady or a young man should learn as much about their mate as they possibly can. If you just see somebody and say, oh, he's so handsome, he's so fine, or she's so beautiful, she's a model, she's my queen, my princess, but what do you know behind that beautiful and handsome face? If you don't know enough, then this is where divorce comes into play. But you have to learn who they are before you marry them. You have to learn about their behavior, and learn about their goals in life, their family settings. People have baggage. They have personal needs and concerns. Sometimes you can help, sometimes you can't. But you need to know about that person that you have chosen to be your mate. Now, when you don't learn about that mate, that's when problems come up. And you may have to divorce because of domestic violence, because of drugs, and there are new drugs out now. I just heard today about the word spice. Never thought there'd be another behind crack cocaine. But there's one called spice, which is killing. So you have to really learn your mate so there won't be a divorce. And sometimes it gets past you. Sometimes you think you do know everything. And they get out there involved in a whole lot of other situations with their friends. Peer pressure is something else, you all. It happens with grown-ups as well as it does with children. We think that, oh, it doesn't happen in grown folks. But if a person feels they're making a certain amount of money, they want to hang out with those making the same amount of money. That's still peer pressure. So I don't recommend divorce, but if it's going to save your life, save your family, then by all means, a second chance is always good.
What advice or recommendations do you have for parents that have children that are going through a divorce? Like, how can they help their children cope with the divorce as it affects the entire family?
Okay. If the child is going through some special concerns within her marriage, number one, never get involved in the marriage. I know as a mother it's very hard to keep your mouth closed and not share. If the daughter or the son comes to you and asks for information, then by all means you give your opinion. But never do you tell them what they need to do. Because each time you tell them what to do, then they will do just the opposite. But when you talk to them or they talk to you, then you say, tell me what you want to do. What do you want to see take place? Is it something you can live with? Is it something that you can make work? Let them tell you, because usually they already have made their mind up what they're going to do. They want you to support what they do. And if they were to come to me and say, well, Mama, we're not making it, and I said, well, what do you think you need me to do? Then be a support to them. Be a listening ear. Don't always be the one to just run and take it. And then by all means, after you said, don't go tell everybody. Child, might get on the telephone. Just told me I don't like her. No. It takes two people to make a marriage. And I'm not sure that the one that you're talking to, your daughter or your son, is altogether, is altogether innocent. He may have played a part, or she played a part in it too. They may need counseling, but they need to say, well, Mom, I really want to work it out. And they say, well, then you should work it out. And yes, it's going to affect some of the family members, but at the same time, talk to them. Let them do the talking. Let them say, well, I can try this or we can try that. After all, when you marry, it's not easy. All marriages, it's an everyday thing. Just because the day you're happy don't necessarily mean that it's going to be that way forever, okay? You got to keep constantly working on it to make sure that it works out.
What are ways that a woman can prepare herself to be a wife or even a mother?
Oh, now that's a hard one. To prepare herself to be a wife and a mother. Number one, if she loves herself, and I can't stress that enough. So many.
Mom, can we help her bring her refrigerator down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think number one, the mother has to love herself. Okay, she has to love herself. If she can't love herself, she's not going to be a good wife and she's not going to be a good mother. She got to love herself. Because in order to give love, you got to first feel love. Now, if you got hang-ups and some problems, you can't give anyone else love and attention. You got baggage. I think number one, after giving love, number one, she got to prepare herself for life. She has to have an academic, has to have some job that's paying good, that she's respected on. And then after she has this good job, number one, she has to have a family that supports her, and she supports them. And with that being said, then after you have all those factors involved, then she will feel good and she'll be, as a husband, as a wife, as a grandmother, she has to feel that she has a common purpose. We all on this earth have a common purpose. And number one, it is number one to help your family, to raise your children. I'm not saying you can't have a personal life, but show more involvement towards your family. I take care of my mother. She's 88 years of age, and I'm raising 6 grandchildren. And I'm hoping that I have, well, I'm not so much hoping, I know that I have shown them a better way of life, that you have to get an academic, have to get a graduate, and you have to go to church, serve the Lord, and you have to be true to yourself. You got to love yourself. And with all that being said, that makes up the good mother, the good grandmother, the auntie, and the cousin, and all that. Because people watch you. You become their mentor.
Thank you very much for allowing me to do this interview.